Welcome back to Silent Podcast, where we are anything but silent. My name is Mark, and I am so excited to sit down today with a team that I've been cheering for since the jump for Amazing Race. Rob and Corey McArthur, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. It's been a whirlwind of, obviously several months, last 24 hours. It's been a whole lot, just a roller coaster of emotions, but uh, doing well.
Yeah, I saw you guys had a big fun event last night in Brooklyn, at a really amazing venue, and it looked so much fun to see how much love there was for each team.
Yeah, it was a blast. We got together with the entire cast from our season, hold a couple of members, so many members of previous seasons. It was really cool because so many people like Kim and Penn show up and they're like, "Wow, it's great to meet you." And we're going, "What do you mean? It's great to meet you." This whole thing comes full circle because I remember watching the show before going on it, going, "This is incredible. I can't imagine what it's like." And so for them to say those same things back was just out of this world.
Yeah. So obviously you guys have been fans for a while, I assume. When did you get into Amazing Race?
We started watching The Amazing Race when Luke and Margie were on. That was season 14. And his mother is the one who found and introduced us to the show, actually. We said, The Amazing Race? Let's do it. We were curious and we started watching it. And we're like, wait a minute. You have an opportunity to win $1 million and travel around the world and learn about different cultures? That's awesome. And we were watching all the different games and we're like, yes, we want to do this. So we watched it for many seasons and we really made it here and we accomplished this dream. It is truly amazing.
Whose idea was it to apply?
It was kind of a running family, like not joke, but it was like our family always talked about once I was old enough, we were going to apply because my mom was like, I would never do it. I can't do the Amazing Race. And she goes, "You two do it," because my dad's scared of nothing, wants to do all the daredevil tasks. I grew up playing sports, so I was very competitive. And it was kind of once I'm old enough. And then a couple years ago, I saw someone post on social media that Amazing Race was casting. So I said, let's do it. And then it really just became a family affair of we just got together, recorded our interview. My little brother edited our interview video application. My mom helped us practice our questions, and it was a whole family endeavor to get this application fired off. And at the very least, it was a fun Christmas time activity. We got to talk about our relationship, and we were like, even if we don't hear back, this was a really cool reflection point in our lives.
Um, so what was your strategy going in? I know in the preseason, you mentioned that you guys love the Globetrotters. They're honestly one of my all-time top five favorite teams in the whole series. I feel like the way you guys played was a lot like the Globetrotters and Team Fun, another one of my absolute favorite teams. Um, did you play how you wanted to play? And what was your strategy going in?
I'm sure my dad is elated that you're comparing us to the Globetrotters because that was bar none his favorite team. And like you said, we went into it wanting to, play off a similar game where rule number one is go out there and have a good time and leave a good impression on other people, your guests in all these different countries. I think we definitely embodied that. And, if you look at our journal when we left for the race, we had a list of rules, and rule number one was just fun in all capital letters because we knew one, that's the whole point of this is to just have a really incredible time. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And two, the teams that have the most fun tend to do the best. They tend to avoid arguments. They tend to work and collaborate really well. So that's what we wanted to do.
That's incredible. So Rob, you had literally the one of the highlight moments of the first episode, when you caught City of Angels before anyone else. What was your thought process when you gathered that and all the other teams had yet to figure it out?
There was no better feeling than watching my dad run down in second place when we got there in like sixth, you know, and that's when, to me, the legend of Roadblock Rob begins. That's when I knew I can trust him with any task. And at any given moment throughout the rest of the race, like I was so confident whenever it was him doing anything. And I knew we were at least leaving in the order we had arrived, and if anything, maybe jumping some teams.
That's it was just such a fun early moment when I realized this is going to be an incredible season, and I want as much Rob and Corey on my screen as I possibly can have. And you gave me a big scare, Corey, in India with the Bahavai dancing. Um, what was your thought process as you kept having those pots falling off your head?
Yeah, it was really difficult. That, if you think you were stressed, I was just in shambles and just really like trying to keep it together. I remember pretty vividly there were a couple of moments where, once every team had left and it was just me, I remember looking over at my dad and he gave me the eyes of, hey, you know what? Let's enjoy our last moments. Like, this has been a dream. And it really started to come over me, and I started thinking about what I was going to say in my exit interview, like, what I was going to say when we got eliminated, and I went, no, 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 no. It's not over. We've seen crazier things. It's the amazing race. You know what? Just get through it. So I look over at my dad again and I just, see him telling me, breathe, you got this. And so just really reining it in, staying calm, knowing that my dad was there and he had my back, was everything. The positivity that he shared with me really kept me in it. And once we got through it, I said, it's time to haul. Like we can get back in this thing. We're not giving up. I don't care. Like, let's make the dream a little bit longer.
Hmm.
I think that was my favorite episode to watch.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I have to bring it up to the second last episode when you had your river dance. What was your thought process going into that after having that kind of experience?
Yeah. Well, I thought, thank God there's no more pots. Like, as long as I'm not balancing anything on my head, we're good. It really wasn't the dancing that threw me off. I took dance classes growing up. My little brother is a fantastic dancer. So before we went on the race, we actually had him teach us some choreography and give us some skills on how to acquire a dance. So I felt like going into it, I had a good skill set for that. Um, I may be biased, but I think the river dance is the hardest dance task the Amazing Race has ever done. Just the tempo and the technique are just far beyond anything I've ever experienced dance wise. And so it was really intimidating when I learned a couple steps and they go, okay, that was part one. It's like, wait, wait, wait. How many parts are there? And then being told, oh, also it's faster and you're wearing heels. I go, whew, okay, there's so many elements to this that I didn't think about. But it was really cool being able to be the first team out of there, and I felt like I really redeemed myself.
That's amazing. So, I've asked the other teams involved in this, and I'm so excited to get your point of view on this. My favorite part of the whole season by far is the Express Pass chase. Um, please tell me your experience of that whole thing, because I just finished talking to Greg and John, and like, yeah, we could probably pass them, and then they noticed they couldn't because the millions of steps ahead of y'all.
Yeah, that chase was bonkers. It was so funny that, we start going after it, and the beginning of the stairs is pretty flat, and then even the camera doesn't really do it justice. When you get to the midpoint, it is vertical. Like it's almost as if you are rock climbing up these stairs. It is painful. And so when we had crested that and it starts to flatten out a bit, that's when Todd and Ashley start coming up. And I was like, all right, well, we got to go quick. I don't know that they can catch up. But like, even if they somehow summon all their strength, like, I'm not losing this express pass. So I tell them we got to go. They turn around. And then as soon as John and Greg come, I get behind my dad and I start pushing him up the stairs. I'm like, we got to go fast. And that was, it was scary, but there was a little part of me that was like, there's no way. I know they can't. We're so far ahead of them that like you would need to be a crazy athlete to be able to run stairs like that. So obviously we didn't know for sure if they would go for it, but then there was a little part of me that was like, would we link arms and block them if they catch up to us? I don't know.
Oh, so the
Yeah, I'm booking a trip back to Slovenia ASAP, and I'm riding that zip line again. That was awesome.
literally after watching the episode, I was like, we were podcasting about it. I was just like, I just really want to visit Slovenia so badly. It was such a beautiful country.
Yeah.
So the buoy in the Adriatic. Okay, I let's go. Let's all go together. Uh, so that buoy in the Adriatic Sea was such. I was clenching my couch, wondering what's going to happen. How long were you trying to like hook it back and find that line before you change tasks?
Too long. Maybe what, 15 minutes? It was Looking back,
Oh,
well, I think for me, because we had the express pass, I felt a little too much confidence on that leg where I was just trying to breeze through the clue. And once we saw John and Greg were there, I remember going, we can pass them and get a first place right here. So I didn't even read the part about the bag of mussels. And that's where I didn't even check to see if we had it. I also missed the part about bringing out a buoy. So that one was me just going, let's be quick. It's just a needle in a haystack. That's it. We just need to find the buoys. Um, and that goes to show the Amazing Race. It's always one step harder than you think it's going to be. Read very thoroughly. And I think looking back, we should have switched detours a little bit quicker. But I think having that express pass, we felt confident that even if we make a mistake, we can redeem ourselves. Let's just get through this without using the express pass because we just need to guarantee our safety to the next leg.
yeah. Fair. So you guys came in first place in Ireland. And you guys are going to Fiji, which I mean, I'm a big Survivor fan, so that's a dream of mine. Um, are you guys gonna try to like have the full Fijian experience when you go out there?
Maybe I'll avoid brushing my teeth for 23 days and ration out my rice. Who knows? Um, no, I'm really excited for it. I was telling my dad, Christmas in Fiji next year, maybe. I don't know.
Sounds great. So like I can't believe I'm asking this question because if I don't, Sabrina, who I podcast with, will be very sad. Corey, did you ever get the phone number from the girl from Riverdance?
We did connect after the race. We talked for a little bit. Nothing came of it. She's wonderful, very kind. But yeah, we just chatted briefly. Yeah.
Uh, great. Anything about the show that was not mentioned that I haven't brought up that you wanted to talk about briefly?
Yeah. Nothing else that we want to add, but no regrets. Had such a blast and keeping our fingers crossed for that call for the All-Star season one day.
Oh, you guys, I feel like would be first call if I was in casting, just because you are both amazing, and like adding to the Rob, you're like such a great addition to the amazing deaf contestants that we've had in many shows this year. So I thank you both for being incredible, and thank you. I learned a little sign language. Thank you for sitting down with us today.
Thank you.
Have a great day.